All right, so for today's historical fiction, we are going to be reading Mark Twain, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. So starting off chapter 1, Tom, no answer. Tom, no answer. What's going on with that boy, I wonder? The old lady pulled her spectacles down and looked over them about the room. Then she put them up and looked out under them. She seldom or never looked through them for so small a thing as a boy. There were her state pair, the pride of her heart, and were built for style, not service. She could have seen through a pair of stove lids just as well. She looked perplexed for a moment, and then said, not fiercely, but still loud enough for the furniture to hear, "Well, I lay if I get hold of you, I'll..." She did not finish, for by this time she was bending down and punching under the bed with the broom, and so she needed breath to punctuate the punches with. She resurrected nothing but the cat. I never did see the beat of that boy. She went to the open door and stood in it and looked out among the tomato vines and Jimpson weeds that constituted the garden. No, Tom. So she lifted up her voice at an angle calculated for distance and shouted, "You, Tom!" There was a slight noise behind her, and she turned just in time to seize the small boy by the slack of his roundabout and arrest his flight. "There! I might have thought of that closet. What you'd been doing in there." Nothing. Look at your hands. And look at your mouth. What is that truck?" "I don't know, Aunt." "Well, I know. It's jam. That's what it is. 40 times I've said if you didn't leave that jam alone, I'd skin you. Hand me that switch." The switch hovered in the air. The peril was desperate. "My, look behind you, Aunt." The old lady whirled around and snatched her skirts out of danger. The lad fled, on the instant scrambled up the high board fence, and disappeared over it. His Aunt Polly stood surprised a moment and then broke into a gentle laugh. "Hang the boy, can't I never learn anything? Ain't he played me tricks enough that for me to be looking out for him by this time? But the old fool's the biggest fool there is. Can't teach old dogs new tricks, as they say in this. But my goodness, he never pays them alike. 2 days, and how is a body to know what's coming? He pears to know just how long he can torment me before I get my dander up, and he knows if he can make out to put me off for a minute or make me laugh, it's all down again, and I can't hit him with a lick. I ain't doing my duty by that boy, and that's the Lord's truth. Goodness knows. Spare the rod and spile the child. As the good book says, I'm a laying up sin and suffering for us both, I know. He's full of old scratch, but laws o' me. He's my own dead sister's boy, poor thing, and I ain't got the heart to lash him somehow. Every time I let him off, my consequence does hurt me so, and every time I hit him, my old heart most breaks. Well, man, this is born a woman as if a few days of full of trouble, as the scripture says, and I reckon it's so. He'll play hooky this evening, and I'll just be obliged to make him work tomorrow to punish him. It's mighty hard to make him work Saturdays when all boys having his holiday, but he hates work more than he hates anything else, and I've got to do something dirty to buy him."